Good morning, everybody. We'll be starting in just a second. Okay. All righty then. Uh, Good morning, everybody. Good morning. What's today? Was it Tuesday today? My goodness. Hope everybody's doing good. Let me just say hello to everybody. We'll be starting in just a few minutes. I hope everybody's doing fantastic today. I hope everybody's having a great day. Please, 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 as you're coming in here, make sure to adjust your video. Make sure your gearbox, I'm sharing my screen, make sure you're at 1080p. My suggestion is not to use it on auto, especially if you're using it on a portable device, because it'll default to 360 or 480, which is not good. So you want to be at 1080p right here, okay? 1080p. Force 1080p. It'll be a much better quality. And if you're there, if you don't mind, if you're benefiting from this, give us a thumbs up one time below this video. Thank you so much. And let me say hello to everybody, and then we'll begin. Vertuvian, Bill, Arnulfo, Piet DeBrock, Dave, Scuba Chris, Jody, Jill, Javad, Ivano, Peanuts is in the house. The Sassy Trainer, Richard, James, David, Dollar Bill is here. Rick, good morning, Rick. Cam, Vernon, Robert, Wade, Mike, Eagle Beagle, William, Brian, Mitch, Richard, good morning, Richard. John, Moondog, Spider Monkey, Christian, Lewis, Rebecca, Jesse, good morning, Jesse. Steve, JB, Wardog, Penny, Corey, good morning, Corey. Thomas, Charlie, Robert, Doris. Hey, Doris, how are you? Buenos dias to you, too. Eduardo, James, Cheese Crate Trader. I love the names. Debbie from Texas, welcome. Basketball Trainer. Jeff, good morning, Jeff. Hope you're having a good morning. Frank, yes, thank you. Thank you, Cam. Yes, please give us a thumbs up just one time. I would appreciate it. From what I'm being told, it helps our algorithms. Don, Illinois grain farmer, Edgar. Got a lot of people here this morning. I love this. We got Ralph, John, Helen, Stephen, Naples fan. Good morning, Naples fan. Genevieve, Delroy, Sherman, Gregory, Stephen, William, Ricky, CJ, Martin. Good morning, Martin. Stefan, William, Ray, Lori. Good morning, Lori, from North Florida. Wait, Lori, I'm in North Florida. Where are you in North Florida? Are you from my neighborhood, Lori? I'm in Jax. I'm in Ponte Vedra Beach. Murray, good morning, Murray. Lancaster. What are you doing in Lancaster? Rachel, HG, David. Good morning, HG. I think I responded to your email, and I'll talk more about that this morning about gold. David, Mary, Becky, Rick. Good morning, Rick. Edward, Hopium, Alexander. Good morning to you. I hope you're doing well. Mont, John, Michael. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, and happy Tuesday. We'll be starting in literally a minute, about a minute. Hope everybody's doing great. Let me post some links here for you guys. We got to have some links. So, do you guys want to know what I will be doing in the pit today? I mean, in the VIP room today. Does anybody want to know what my agenda is? I'm going to be doing live trading again. Live trading. How Uncle Roger picks stocks in the pit. Why am I talking about myself in the third person? How I pick stocks in the pit. How I go from the daily chart all the way to selecting the right option. Several relative strength and relative weakness examples. Examples using both calls and puts. I couldn't do puts yesterday because the market was pretty strong. It was up over 1%. But I think today I'll be able to show you calls and puts. It's more fun with puts because markets tend to move down faster. When to do short-term scalps and when to do swing trades for the fences. Debit spreads versus individual options and how to readjust your risk scenario. And when to do the underlying asset. Let me ask you, does that sound gotcha, Murray. I hope your friend is doing well. Does that sound reasonable to you? Does that sound like a good agenda, a good game plan for today? Uh, 007 says, best pre-market show on YouTube. Thumbs up. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Let me know, guys. Does that sound like a reasonable plan? Live trading, live pit trading, live pit trading, A to Z, how to go all the way from the daily chart like we do in the morning. Like basically, we're going to go from where I leave you guys off in the morning to the next step of me picking the daily charts for my pit and actually going through and finding some trades. Let's see if people say that sounds like a good idea. Let's see. Sure, yes, yes. Helen, you don't sound that enthusiastic. That'll be great. Good morning. Good morning. Very good plan. Great plan. Sounds great. Basketball trainer says yes. Jeff sounds great. Scuba Chris sounds great. Helen says sounds good. Rich says, good morning, Richard. Good morning. Becky says yes, please. All right. Well, here's the link for that. That's happening in the VIP room today. Boy, you guys are getting spoiled. I remember I used to write live trading. People would get really, really excited. They were like, fantastic, amazing. Brian, good morning, Brian. Brian says, good morning. Good morning, Brian. Great plan. Yes, sir. Awesome. Great. That is awesome. Outstanding. Uh, I mean, don't all act at once, but people used to get pretty excited when I used to do live trading. Good plan. Awesome. If we attend 1 year of VIP room, we should get an honorary PhD in trading. You should, Dr. Al. Jill will be there. Thank you, Jill. Harry will be there. Bill, absolutely. Maybe an example of go short and go long. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do, Bill. That's exactly what I'm going to be doing. I thought it'd be cool, right? Your trades are exciting, live, or posted. Well, thank you. Thank you. Obviously, people who are already in the pit won't be as excited, but some of them will be because it'll be a learning session. So that's what I'll be doing. And I'll also want to post you customer service live link. That'll be at noon today. Yeah, you see, I think you're onto something. Richard, I think you actually just hit the nail right on the head. They don't really want to see me. They want to see Clyde. Don't worry, Rebecca. You'll be able to watch it. I thought they would be very helpful. I thought people would really enjoy this, and it would be very, very helpful. Anyways, we usually get 600 people in the room when we do that. So, good, good. Good morning, Mark. Good morning. Live trading. All right. What are the catalysts for today? Can anybody tell me? They're not that difficult, actually. They're pretty straightforward. Good morning, Lydia. Good morning, Duzzy. Good morning. Dave says it's perfect. It's taped. It's taped. SJL, everything we do is taped. Everything we do is taped. You have nothing to worry about. And don't forget Customer Service Live, where Cam and Gustavo will be showing you all that stuff. So, by the way, I wanted to ask you a question. Notice we're down about 100 points on the NASDAQ. We're down about 100 points on the Dow. I want to ask you, how much would this be worth to you yesterday, this information? Just want to show you this. Tell me the value of this information right here. This was at 329 last night. Volume is 50 million on the SPY right now, very low. Holiday type of trading action, choppy trading action without any catalysts. I'm trying to find a good long, but I don't see any reason to rush in. I was looking at longs, no reason to rush in. Notice when the market was going nuts this morning, I said, let's wait for a pullback and let's see if we can gain strength after that. We did not. Low probability fizzle market without any directional bias right now. That was at 329 last night. Now the market's down 200 points. Do you think if we would have bought anything long yesterday and held it overnight, it would have been positive right now? The odds are no. Now, how much would that information be worth to you having? I would imagine quite a bit. Or how about this information, which I showed you at 10 o'clock in the morning yesterday? Remember when we had the class with Nate? I said to you guys, look, this is the daily chart. Look what happened when we went to this area. Well, stick around because that's the kind of information I'm trying to give you, actionable information. You're helping us to protect our money. That's exactly what I'm doing. How quickly you post the VIP room recordings. I've also had other services in the past and take them sometimes a couple of days to do that. Dr. Al, you don't even have to wait for the recording. You can just go to the live tab on YouTube and watch them. All right. So Middle East tension, Trump mingling. I don't think Trump mingling is really. I think he's mingling, which he promised not to do, but I don't think that's a catalyst. Solar stocks being limited, crude oil, Leonard. All right, good, good. Frank is doing a great job. Richard Feinberg. Holiday shortened trading week, retail sales, FOMC meeting, Middle East, U.S. industrial production, manufacturing, bonds up. Nah, that's not it. But you got everything right, Richard. I just don't think bonds up, VIX dollar down is a catalyst. I think that's kind of a result of what you're talking about. But Richard, I think you got everything. Good morning. Been in Ponte Vedra a couple times to play golf at Sawgrass. Gregory, next time you're here, let us know. You can come to our office. I'll buy you lunch. Yep, Clyde. I bet you say Clyde types on keyboard. Everyone will be there. You're right. You're right. So, Richard, you got almost everything. Solar stocks plunged. Yes. Lennar. Yes. You got it right. Clyde is a catalyst. I got to tell you guys, Richard from Puente Gorda is doing a fantastic job. So let me. And by the way, you guys are starting to see the catalysts much clearer. Dr. Serena was here yesterday. She said she's going to be having some procedures. So I'm assuming that's what's going on with her. She was here yesterday, Arnolfo. Okay. Stuck in a debit spread put on yesterday afternoon. Be careful, Ira. I warned you yesterday. I literally warned you yesterday. And notice I didn't do any long trades. I've had about 30 stocks on my watch list. Didn't do any long trades yesterday. Why? Because there's odds are I can get a better fill right now if I wanted to get any of those long trades than I could last night. Okay. So before we begin, let's talk about catalysts, right? Shall we? Let's talk about catalysts. All right. We got this here. We got this. Let's talk about catalyst. Yes, that's going to be that quad witching. Thank you, Penny. Yeah, folks. One thing I want to remind you: this Friday is quadruple witching. That's a major catalyst day. Okay, that's a major catalyst. We have to change our anchored VWAP on June 20th. Okay, just FYI. Okay, so here are the catalysts. That's okay, Ira. So I write them down on the corner of my sheet every day, right here, so that I don't cheat. Because sometimes maybe you guys will find made an interesting comment to why he was leaving. Yeah, he said he was going to comment, but then he said he's nothing to do with it. So that's not here nor there. That's just Trump talking. So let's talk about things that we know. Retail sales, Middle East shipping and travel, obviously, oil, Middle East, travel, shipping, oil. We know that. That's obviously that comes with the territory. Short week, industrial production, energy stocks, solar stocks, home builders, Lennar Homes, and solar and energy stocks because of the whole thing that you guys mentioned. So retail, and these are not in any specific order. I have them written down right here. Okay, they're all right here. I don't know if you guys could see them or not. I'm not sure. Can you guys see it or not really? It's kind of blurry a little bit, but they're all right here. They're all right here. I write them in the corner. So retail sales, Middle East oil, shippers, travel, that's all a package deal. Industrial production, energy stocks, solar stocks. And whenever you have a solar news, it usually impacts negatively energy stocks. So solar and energy are like yin and yang. They're always on the opposite side of the same quarter. Yeah, I didn't think you guys could. It doesn't look like you guys. So you'll have to take my word for it. But retail sales, Middle East oil, shipping, travel, industrial production, energy stocks, solar, home builders. That's the order I have them in. Quadruple witching, John, is when all options expire. Futures, indexes, and stocks. And it usually leads to a lot of non-directional volatility. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't even have a Sharpie here. Yeah, I do somewhere. But I assume you guys are going to trust me. Just take my word for it. I have no reason to lie to you. Having their assigned hearing there is a signed trade deal with UK. I haven't heard anything like that, but that would be fantastic. So again, the market's a little lower. We have today retail sales, very important at 8:30. At 8:30, we have industrial production. This import export price is not really going to have a big thing, and the FOMC is just muting the market. It's going to be muted today as a result. Okay, the bond auction yesterday didn't seem to have much of an impact. Jill, I can't see it on my screen either. So, you know what I'll do? I'll just take up a whole page next time. I just want you guys to know that I'm not cheating. I'm not cheating. I write it down, and it's exactly what I say. I don't, I'm not going to make anything of it. And again, here's a link to the VIP room where we'll be doing live trading, red meat, live trading. Okay, live trading. And here is customer service live, where after Uncle Roger confuses you, you go here to get a clarity. Did I put the right link in? I don't think I put the right link in. I think this is the right link. All right, there we go. There we go. Let me see what's going on here. No, is this the right link? It says redirect notice. It's a redirect notice. Okay, I got it. I got it. I understand now. Oil and war are waiting on the market right now, plus auction. Yes, it is overextended right now. I agree with you, Jeff. Thank you, Hopium. Okay, so we got the news for today. How about let's look at commodities? Crude oil. Do you guys remember yesterday? And by the way, let's see. Let's see. We're now in the July month. Just FYI, we're in a July month, so you guys don't get confused. Energies. So we're still in July. You can go to August now, but my numbers are still based on July. I'm just giving you heads up because they are a little bit different. So if you look here, you will notice. Do you remember what I said yesterday about this? I was very clear. I said keep an eye on energy prices. Energy prices are going to be the first thing to start cooling off. Okay? And I told you yesterday that I want to see energy below 70. Stay below 70, not go there for 1 second, but actually stay below 70. So today, we're right now at 73. I want to see us go below 70 and close below 70. Or like, I want this bar to be like this bar down here. I want this bar today to be like this bar down here. I want to close at 68, 67. I want to see a hardcore downside move. Yes, the market is closed on Thursday. I'm taking the day off on Thursday, just FYI. Actually, I'm having a webinar on Thursday. So, just FYI. All right. So, right here, 69, 68, 69, right around here. Right around here. Okay. Until we see that, we're not going to get any peace from the Middle East. Folks, if you don't see any peace from the Middle East today, and the fact that we're going into FOMC, do you think you're going to have large institutions banging large amounts of stock? Jeremiah says, what? Jeremiah, why what? It's a holiday. I don't know what you're asking why. Can you be a little more specific unless you're asking why the market's closed? I don't know why the market's closed. The federal government decided to close the market on Thursday, so I don't ask questions. With all you give in trades and knowledge, how can anyone doubt you on your morning? Dave, you'd be surprised. People are very mistrustful. Yes, and that's where I'm going, Jeff, actually. That's kind of where I'm going with all of this. Volume was very low. Volume was very, very low yesterday. Very, very low on the SPY. We had 70, actually it wasn't that bad, but it didn't hit the average. But look, it's been on the lower end of the spectrum. It actually picked up last night, but we're still below average. We're still below average on the SPY. Point is, we have low volume right now going into FOMC. Okay, so crude oil. I want to see the July contract. The July contract. I want to see it over here, like 68, 67. I want to see it below 70. Okay. Until we see that, we're not going to get any peace from the Middle East. Until we get peace from the Middle East, we're not going to see anything good with the stock market. Too much uncertainty. And remember, folks, the biggest thing the stock market hates is global uncertainty. That's like an earthquake, okay? US dollar. US dollar is not doing anything positive, which is not doing anything good for us. We're not seeing any flight to quality. And notice we're not getting out of this area right here. That's a big problem. Remember this line I drew here for you? Notice how it's resisting going above that area, that 98 area. That's very, 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 very bad. Very, very bad. And by the way, it is hotter than you know what here. It has been so hot lately. I opened the window last night at like 10 o'clock at night. The humidity was just amazing. So we got a lot of heat here. A lot of heat. Um, Gold. HG, you asked me about gold. You notice we're right now right at that line. My suggestion right now, if you are currently long gold, if you're currently long gold, don't do anything. Stay long gold. My suggestion was to offset the position once we get to this area right here, about the high 3400s. I believe we're going to dip right here. Here, let me show you. Hedva, I believe based on everything I've seen here, there's a good chance we're going to come near this area right here, the 3360 area. I think we're going to cool off a little bit here, maybe go down to the 15-day. So I would recommend maybe buying around 3370, 30. What I really want to see today, ideally, HG and everybody else is, I want to see gold kiss one of these lines and then start getting really strong afterwards. Okay. I think in the next couple of days, we may be just drifting on gold because of the unforeseeability that we're seeing right now. But right now, I may want to buy a little bit here, a little bit, but I would be looking to load up closer to this area right here, to the 3369. So the mid 3360s with the odds of offsetting it near 3500. Does that make sense, HG? A little bit lower, maybe the 15-day EMA, because look, we tend to violate the 15-day every time. Every time we go all the way to the 15. So I don't really see the reason to stop at the 8-day because we tend to violate it. Searing hot in Albuquerque. Yeah, you guys have no humidity. It was so humid last night. If I had to guess, it was 90% humidity last night. Yeah. Okay, so a little bit more. And dabble a little bit here. Dabble, but don't go in. I would be going in closer to this line right here. So just a hair lower than we're at right now, maybe 30, 40 points lower than we're at right now. Okay, good. So I like gold. There's nothing bad about gold right now. She asked me about when she should be starting to look in again, and I said maybe like right here. The 15 days are probably a good area. 3377-ish, 3368-ish. So 3365, 3375, around that area. We're at 30, so not that far from where we are right now. Yeah, just playing the chat. Well, that's what I drew. I drew this channel for you. And that's exactly what I'm saying. Yes. Just play this channel, HG. Here, let me post this for you, guys. Here, I'll post it for you. So hopefully you'll have an easier time seeing it today. Okay, I just posted what I said in the Telegram channel, okay? There you go, Jeff. Yeah, perfect. You got it. You got it. There you go. I would do exactly what Jeff is doing, HG. I think we're all on the same page now. It's so nice when everybody cooperates. There's no crazy discussions. Bond market. Well, we're going to be watching the bond market today and tomorrow. So far, and folks, this is really important. This is really important. You notice how bonds are not showing us any directional bias right now, how they're really choppy. I know you don't want to hear this, but listen to me. The stock market, the stock market gets its mojo from the bond market. And if the bond market is not moving, and the bond market's really not moving because of the US dollar, you're not going to get a lot of movement from the stock market. Also, I'll talk about the stock market in a bit, but let's finish the commodities. So I'm not expecting the bond market to really move very much. I think we're going to stay in this channel for quite some time. I actually want to see us break one way or the other, because I think if we break one way or the other, we're going to see some volatility in the market, in the stock market. And I know breakdown to the downside is very bad. Breakout to the upside is very good. We don't have any flight to quality. And notice, we're just staying at this, we're just staying right between the 8 and the 15-day moving average, right in the middle of it. So there's no directional bias. Folks, it's very hard for the stock market to gain directional bias when the bond market has none. Okay? Michael, I'm not really focused on silver. If you want, I'll take a quick look at it. But I'm not really focused on silver. I'm more focused on gold. Silver looks beautiful right now. It looks beautiful right now. Beautiful right now. But I think silver, catalyst for silver is more of like the metals, and not it's more of like the metals for the cars and all that stuff, and the materials, world materials. I think that's what's causing this rally. But it looks great right now. It looks great right now. And if the stock market has more downside, Michael, then there's a good chance money will be moving into the commodity market, which is this. He's doing much better, Cam. He's doing much better. He's doing much better. Thank you for asking. China. China's doing nothing. China's just sitting right at the 15-day moving average. If I had to put my money, I would say we're going to come back into this channel, but we're not getting anything from China right now. Bitcoin, just like the stock market, it's becoming a lot more consolidated. Expect price now that we're below the 8-day, unless we jump up here in the next couple of days. I'm just going to predict we're going to be choppy for the foreseeable future on Bitcoin. Just choppy. I need to see us pull back above the 8-day, 15-day really quickly. And there's a couple of levels of resistance here. So it needs to get above 85.28. It needs to get above 87. Then we have clarity. We still have a pretty good trend here, but I don't want to see it break down. If we break down here or lower, we're going to start coming down. So far, choppy, just like the stock market, just like the bond market, and like the gold market too, if you will. Okay. Again, folks, let me just give you this. I know we got about 100 new people come in the last few minutes. So let me just give you this VIP room at noon today. VIP room at noon today. And I'll be doing live trading. For those who were not here a few minutes ago, let me tell you what I am, my agenda. Don't get all excited at the same time. Live trading from A to Z, my picks from the pit, how to transition from a daily chart all the way to an intraday 5-minute chart, multi-time frame analysis, several relative strength examples, including weakness and strength on stocks that we actually may trade. Examples using both calls and puts, when to do short-term scalps, when to swing for the fences, debit spreads versus individual options, and why you may be readjusting your risk-reward scenario when you're doing spreads and not even realizing it. So we're going to be doing that today in the pit. Live trading, okay? Live trading. All right. So we got the commodity out of the way. We're making good time. We're at 8:30. I was late to work yesterday. Don't tell my boss, or I may get fired. Wink, wink. Clyde is my boss, my supervisor. Israel and Iran conflict entered its 5th day. Where does time go? It seems like 2nd day, but it's already its 5th day. Dimming investors' hopes for a quick de-escalation. Risk sentiment deteriorated after President Trump called for the evacuation of Tehran. Why is he calling for? Didn't he say he was going to not be involved in any of this? Comments that clashed with earlier optimism that Israel-Iran tension would not escalate. They continued to trade missiles. Trump abruptly ended the G7 visit, but stated his return to Washington has nothing to do with the ceasefire. Well, there you go. Trump said in social media posts, I'm just reading this, on Tuesday that he had not contacted Iran for peace talks. So what the hell is he telling people to evacuate for? What's he being fire marshal Bill for? All right. Investors also await the start of Federal Reserve two-day policy, muted market, FOMC. But we do have retail sales and industrial production. Industrial production is very important right now because we got the whole tariff spiel going on. Let's continue. Chip stocks rallied yesterday. I told you chips were, I think yesterday I did mention that chips. Nope, I didn't. Chips were a catalyst yesterday, a real big catalyst. I think it was AMD. AMD led the charge. I missed that completely yesterday. Mea culpa. Empire State Manufacturing survey fell weaker than expected, but not nearly as bad as everybody had thought it would be by now. Sending warships and planes doesn't sound good at all. No, not at all. Preempting Iranian citizens are at risk. Oh, man. Whew. Targets. Got it. All right. We send bombers to deliver a big bomb if needed. We were in Calgary yesterday watching the helicopter flying over our friend's house. All right. Interesting. Very interesting. People have feedback. Okay. So Federal Reserve kicks off its two-day meeting. Central bank is widely expected to keep Fed funds rate on hold. Investors will follow Powell press conference. That'll be interesting. We know they're not going to take any action, but we still have to respect what they say. Retail sales is coming out today. Industrial production, manufacturing coming out today. That'll have an impact on industrial stocks, obviously. Europe is down 1% as concerns over a possible escalation in Iran Israel conflict dampened sentiment. Bank and industrial stocks led the decline. Yes, definitely, obviously. China closed just below the flat line as investors adopted a cautious stance. Yes, absolutely. Energy stocks advanced. That makes sense. Japan closed higher and hit a 4-month high, tracking overnight gains on Wall Street. Chip-related stocks led the gains on Tuesday as momentum continued to build for AI trades. Investors appear to shrug off growing tension in the Middle East, with U.S. President Trump calling for an evacuation of Tehran. Solar stocks plunged. They are definitely a catalyst. Energy stocks went up. They're definitely a catalyst. Home builders are definitely a catalyst. Okay? We'll talk about SMH right now in just a few seconds. Volatility. What is volatility doing? Volatility is above 20 now. What does that mean? Warning. When volatility is over 20, folks, when volatility is over 20, okay, it's very, 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 very bad. Why? Two reasons. Implied volatility really starts expanding. And number two, value funds stop buying. Value funds stop buying. Do you know what value funds are? Blue chip funds, pension funds. They stop buying. They don't completely stop buying, but they lower their exposure substantially. Substantially. Why? Well, because think about this. They're looking at big block sales, right? They're looking at big block sales. So when we have big block sales or big block purchases, they can move the market. The last thing they want to do is come in when there's volatility because, as I've been always telling you, volatility is a double-edged sword. A lot of you get happy when you see your favorite stock move more than it's supposed to. But the problem is it can also go the other way. Like Tesla, why do you think options on Tesla are so expensive? Because it can move both ways. That's what the premium is. That expectancy is built into the price of the options, right? Okay. So right now we are above the 200-day moving average, which happens to be right at the right place, right at 20. That means there's going to be a muted market, and that has nothing to do with all of the other stuff that's causing it. So this kind of plays into the whole muted market, low volatility, not a lot of directional bias because VIX is above 20. And I am telling you, large investment banks, large that have billions and billions of dollars, they slow their orders when the VIX is over 20. And they start speeding them up when it's above 18. So we really need to get back to this area here, right here, the 17 area. Okay. Not really great. Let's look at retail sales numbers. Survey says I should be a game show host. Retail sales are worse than expected, but they're not that bad. But they're worse than expected. And X vehicles and gas worse than expected. Now this is worse than expected. X vehicles and gas worse than expected. So it's worse than expected. Worse than expected. Not helping us today. Not sure if futures are open or not, Parker. I don't know. I don't know if it's a Fed holiday. I don't know if futures are closed or open. So, all right. So the stock market is still fairly muted to the downside. This is not good. Anything on the Nasdaq over 100 is not random, and anything on the Dow below 150 is not. 200 is not random. So this is definitely not random. We're definitely seeing some pressure. Credit card debt is definitely taking its toll, but it's been taking its toll for so long. VIX above 20, the U.S. dollar below par. It's 97. That's very bad. Gold being near all-time highs. None of this is good, folks. None of this is good. Okay, let's talk about the stock market. I drew this line here for you. Let me show you something. How accurate was it? It's basic support and resistance levels. Basic support and resistance levels from right here. So look at how well we're respecting this. We're at the 8-day EMA. Remember what I told you. If we don't break the 8-day EMA, nothing good's going to happen. The odds are we're going to hang out right here for a little while. Remember, there's resistance at 604.03. So if you are going to go long, which I don't recommend you do right now, you got to get above 604.03. Notice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 4 days. Can't get above this level. Needs to get above this level. Is there a catalyst right now that will help us get above that level? Hell no. Okay. What about stocks? Let's see. Do we have a lot of stocks making 90-day highs? Well, you got 132, 97, 78. You don't really have much upside momentum here. And you really don't have much downside momentum either. So that means we're kind of in this zone right here. Right? Between 596 and 604. And I think we're going to continue staying here for some time. What I'd really like to see is break above 604.03. That's the level here. Until we break above 604.03, I don't see anything good happening. And we may just hover around the 8-day EMA today, which basically just says uncertainty. Okay? The odds are we're going to go lower and hit the 15-day. The odds are we hit the 15-day almost every time we go down. So the odds are we're going to hit the 15-day. And if we hit the 15-day, there's a good chance we'll hit this 591 level. The point is, there's no institutional sponsorship. There's no major funds right now that are saying, buy. You got to buy right now. That's not happening at all. Okay? What about QQQ? Is this helpful to you guys? Is this helpful? And by the way, I want to show you guys something. Look at how I've been setting up the questions in the morning. Remember I told you after a while, this is going to become like a movie for you, and you're going to be seeing it from my perspective, because it's going to be like watching a movie. I bet if you guys read this morning, you probably already had, most of you already had the answers to these questions. What's the major catalyst for today? Is the SPY about to break out or continue consolidating? Is global economy supporting US stocks? Are you noticing how I'm writing this for you? I'm trying to have this follow our exact game plan that I show you every day in the same order. So that when you read this, you'll be like, oh, Roger talked about that yesterday. Let's see what's the next level for today. Oh, and that most of you can already answer these questions yourself. You weren't able to do that 3 months ago. Think about how long you've come in the last couple of months. And think about how folks, I don't do anything haphazardly. I put a lot of thought into everything I do. Look at how I write these down and look at the order that we go through this. Notice a lot of you can now answer these questions yourself. Okay? A lot of you are able to answer this question. This is us answering these questions as we going on. And it's the same questions every day. And some of you are starting to understand the catalysts, and some of you are starting to understand key levels, and some of you are able to see other gurus and see what the kind of nonsense they say and say, this is just complete bullshit. All right, that's where you need to be. All right, NASDAQ. What's the NASDAQ doing? NASDAQ is still hovering right around the 8-day EMA. We haven't been able to get above this level here. There, come on, let's draw this line right there. The odds are we're going to be consolidating right here in this area. Look at the bond market. Look. You now understand the relationship between the bond market and the indexes. Very choppy. There's not a lot of stuff here. Very low volatility. Look at volume on the NASDAQ yesterday. 36 million versus 54. Right. You're not here to see my pretty face. Exactly. Exactly, Michael. Exactly. Exactly. SMH. Let's look at SMH. You guys understand consolidation, choppiness, confusion, uncertainty. SMH. Are we getting to the 265 level? We are. And I think we're going to break the 265 level. I do. I think once we're past this craziness, we are going to break that level. We're getting way too close to it, and we're sitting here pretty well. So I think we are going to break this level, but we're not there yet. Until we break 265, we're going to be very, very cautious trading QQQ to the upside because we're in a channel. God darn it. Now I can't delete this damn thing. You guys understand, right? Here is a channel. Doesn't want to let me draw this thing. Huh. This thing is messed up. Anyways, there's a channel here. There's a channel here. Okay. And we need to break out of this channel. Same thing with SMH. But we are getting closer, and fundamentals are starting to support AI nonsense. So I think we are going to break through this channel, but we're not there yet. We're not there yet. I'm still doing well. Ralph, good. All right. How about mags? Let's look at mega caps. Do you see this? No, I was able to move this. We're still in this channel. We need to get above this level right here. That level is 54.39. Do I think we're going to do that today? I really doubt that. I really doubt that. Let's see what the indexes are doing right now. About the same. Bond market coming up, which is okay. US dollar not coming up. Gold sitting where it is. Yeah, I'm just not seeing it. Not seeing it all. And I don't think anything's going to happen before industrial production today either. Now, Roger, we know that there's no catalyst right now, but what about internals? Are internals helping us? Well, let's take a look. You still have 49% of stocks trading above the 200-day moving average, which means you don't have a solid foundation and you're overextended on the upside stocks. So this is not a good scenario. What I want to see is the opposite. I want to see 74 here and 49 here. That means we have a good foundation and we're oversold. But in this case, we don't have a good foundation and we're overbought. You also have a bunch of sectors that are near overbought in the short term, which are coming off. Not a lot of them have stability on the 200-day moving average. That's instability. Small cap stocks are still greatly underwater. The Nasdaq Composite has only 46% of stocks trading above the moving average. We don't have stability here. Market momentum. 43% of stocks are trading above the 200-day moving average. We're still in a bear market. You still have less than 50% of stocks trading above the 200-day moving average. Overextended to the upside, no foundation to the downside. It's a big, big problem. Now, Roger, do stocks have ability to really move today? Well, let's take a look. Yesterday, let's look at 20-day highs. We have 185. Day before we had 118. The day before that we had 322. Then we had 403. We don't have that right now. If you look at the sectors, if you look at the 90-day high or low, you do have some momentum here, 132, but you have none to the downside, which means we still have a choppy market. We need to see some elasticity. You need to see this also near 100. I want to see this near 300, this near 100. Still very, very choppy. Not a lot of directional bias. You're welcome, Ira. You're welcome. Okay. Let's look at sector fragmentation. Well, you got semiconductors, you got technology, but then you got healthcare here and you got energy. QQQ's coming up, but so are utilities. Thank you, uh, nuclear stocks. So you're a little bit kind of all over the place. I mean, the market's not looking bad right now. The market's not looking bearish. The market is kind of looking right now like it doesn't know what to do with itself. Otherwise, you wouldn't have healthcare here and you wouldn't have energy here and you wouldn't have utilities here. And Russell 2000 would not be this far away from the mid caps. So you're kind of, I mean, I'm not saying this is negative. I'm not saying this is negative, but I am saying that we need some directional bias. We need some directional bias, and we're really not getting it right now. Don't be surprised if you saw MEGs come to the 15-day EMA, which is that purple line right here. Here. Right here, 52.98. Don't be surprised if you see SMH come to 255. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Because if we can't get above this area, we're going to start coming down. That's 1, 2, 3 times it tried knocking on that door and it couldn't do it. Yeah, not negative, just not positive. Just choppy, choppy and not directional. Yeah. Yeah, just choppy market resisting upside. Two-sided market action. And again, keep your eye on the SPY and notice that yesterday, notice this. As soon as we look at this line right here, as soon as we hit this area right here, look how fast we backed away. Let me show you the intraday chart. Right here, right there. That's the area right there. See, we went up there, pow, backed away. Are we getting up there right now? No. So to me, this looks like a pullback, and we're going to come down some more. Point is, here's a 2-day. Let me show you. Let's see if we could do 10-day. Look at 10 days. Look. Comes up here, tries to bust through. Comes right here again, tries to bust through. Look, comes right here, tries to bust through. Look at this. This is the last 10 days. So from here, there's a lot of trading action over here. 598 to 604. right there, right at the 15-day EMA. Remember, I told you the odds are it's going to come down to the 15-day. Look at that line I just drew. It's right below the 15-day EMA. Folks, there's a really strong chance that we're going to be just sitting in this range today. Roger, how come you're not aggressively buying or selling stocks in the pit? Can anybody answer that question in case somebody of you have it in your mind? It was Monday yesterday. You didn't do anything. You were just sitting there all day and you had all these stocks on your watch list, but you didn't pull the trigger. Now, I know I took 20 minutes to explain why, but does everybody understand now why? You're not going to get anything from the market with this. You're not going to get what you're looking for. Only small term scalps or option income trades. You're not going to get any directional bias here. This is quicksand trading action. Capiche? Does everybody understand what I'm saying? And no, this is not a political discussion. All right, let me show you stocks that I'm looking at to the upside and downside, okay? And I'll let you guys go. All right, CPRT, Copart. First time I'm ever giving you this stock, right, guys? I've never ever talked about this stock before here. KHC. I've never talked about this stock here before, right? It's the first time we're ever talking about it, right, Cam? Um, this is actually a new one adding to the list. I'm not being sarcastic. That's a new one I'm adding to the list. $10 stock, HUN. Musa. First time we're talking about this stock here, right? We've never talked about this stock here before. Or how about CTRO? CTRO. Oops. Is it this one? No, wrong stock, right? Right, wrong stock. It's supposed to be CTRO. Forget about it. We'll just do this one, WSO. But CTRO is a ticker symbol. I don't understand why it's not showing up. Huh. Let me try something. Yeah, CRTO. That's the problem. Okay. CRTO. CRTO. That's the stock. Sorry about that. CRTO. I had it wrong. Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What a beauty, huh? Those are my short stocks. Let me give you my long stocks. VRNA. First time we're ever talking about this stock, right? Hood. Must be the first time we're ever talking about this stock, too. SMR. Definitely the first time we're talking about this nuclear stock, right? You guys didn't make money on it in the pit last week, right? Of course not. Microsoft. We've never ever mentioned this one. It's coming right at the 8-day EMA, guys. Just FYI. EQT. It's an energy stock. It's a natural gas stock. We took a loss. This is one of the 21 stocks we took a loss in the pit on in the last 2 years. DoorDash. STX. Like, we didn't talk about STX and Robinhood yesterday in the pit, right? In the VIP room, right? IBM. Groupon. First time we're ever talking about Groupon, right? With my tariff joke and Groupon. You guys all remember it? And Tigo. Now, this is a new one. Tigo. Look at that trend. That's a beautiful one right there. No, I got it right. Now, somebody wanted me to look at Boeing, I think. Now, why doesn't it give me Boeing? I'll type in Boeing. Boeing is below all the moving averages. It has a gap down and it's defending it. If it stays if it doesn't move up to the if it doesn't move above the 8 day over the next 3 or 4 days, I would think it's going to the 200 to the 50-day moving average. Okay. All right. All right. Now, I will be doing live red meat trading in the VIP room today. Thank you, Carlos. Uh, and Cam will be doing his stuff today, customer service live right here. Please go there. Please go there. And if you have any questions that are trading related, Roger at rogerscott.com. And I hope my repetition. Oh, posted a pic of Jax in the Slack. Oh, I'm going to repost it. Hold on a second. Let me see. Where's Jax? Oh yeah, that's a good picture. Look at that. Ooh, look at that picture. That is a beautiful dog. That is a beautiful dog. Somebody likes those shoes, those the shoes that my dad and my daughter like, those Crocs. I can't. They look very uncomfortable, but I hear they're amazing. That is a beautiful dog. You give Jax a big kiss from me today, Gustavo. Give him a big, big kiss from Uncle Roger. And folks, again, I will see you guys later. You guys have a great day. I actually finished on time today. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do with all this extra time. Here's the link. Got a call. Had to get my new phone number yet. Yeah, very cute. Adorable. There's the link to the VIP room. Live trading today. Here's customer service live. Make sure that Jax comes on the air today. Yeah, my kids and my dad love Crocs. Yeah, that's good to know, Gustavo. Actually, that's a good point. Very good point. Very, very good point. You know, that's something I didn't think about. The not slip thing. Very smart. Very, very smart. Very smart, actually. Love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Choppy market, not a lot of stuff. We have a report coming out at we have a major report coming out at 9:15 industrial production. Please, please, please be cautious. Don't I want you guys to understand that you don't need to rush into anything right now. We're not in a market where you need to rush into anything, okay? And boy, oh boy, do I need